training goes, or the others that are expected, when are Nuhu and Josh going to be able to?
Josh is here. Josh is here because he came back early because he had an illness, but he's out here, and Nuhu will arrive. I believe it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yes, he'll be here tomorrow in the morning. Try and get him here for a little afternoon workout session, and then he'll, train with us the rest of the week leading up to the game.
So you don't feel that there would be any concern about either one of them being available?
No. We're actually concerned that Nuhu only played 8 minutes. He'll be chomping at the bit to play.
Reed Baker's going to be working on his own today. Is he still in line?
He's still fine. He felt a little tightness today. So as precautionary, we took him out because the kid needs to be ready to go. We could use him.
One-off, just the importance of winning the first, second ball.
Yeah.
In the set pieces.
Yeah. There's a lot of individual duels, battles that will be occurring on the field. We have to be better than them. We have to make plays. Whether it's on a set piece. Look, they scored a bunch of set pieces against Vancouver. I think we're pretty good on set pieces. They've taken some goals on set pieces. It'll be one of the, things that might tip the scales in one team's favor for sure. The second balls and all that, do they play a little more direct at times? Yes. But, I think Josh and JP are good at handling those situations. Christian picks up a lot of loose pieces. Jordan's been doing great defensively. I think we'll be fine.
And then in turn, you also, when you get that possession, that first pass being forward quickly.
Yep. We'll work on it without giving the ball back right away because it was a, bad decision or, just a ball hopelessly played over the top for Jordan to run onto it. We don't want to play like that, but it's always best when you win possession of the ball, play your first pass forward.
How is it seeing Albert score the way that he is and actually being able to use him at a spot that he's most comfortable with or favors? Like if you're able to step up as a fan.
Well, from a fan's perspective, the stats are pretty impressive. I think of his 7 goals, they're all game winners, right?
All match winners.
All match winners. That's impressive. Did he take some heat from fans earlier in the year or last couple of years because he didn't score the 11 or 12 goals he had scored against RSL? Sure. But he was tasked with a different position on the field, and he still did things deeper that helped us win a Champions League final. So, where you play on the field, talented players are going to find ways to be effective. And I think he's done that by scoring goals now. But to his credit, he did some good things for us deeper as well.
When you play a team like LAFC that has so many very good forwards that shoot in mid-range, do you handle that differently? You press a little bit higher? You tell your center backs to just...
Look, there are hundreds of hours of film that the players are getting. On Bawanga, his tendencies. Vela, we know. The 2 new guys. We're going to show them all. Tillman can hit it from distance. They've got guys that can score. But we'll watch film, we'll train, we'll be ready for them.
When you look at this LAFC, the way they set up, is there a specific part of the field where you guys have to be better than others, or is it just all around?
No, it's all around. Look, the team that makes the most plays is going to win the game. And they had a little bit longer layoff because they beat Vancouver in 2. These are hard. The messaging is, look, you can't wait for the first 10 minutes to say, okay, let me work myself into the game. This is playoff, one-off, intensity high. Team that comes out with the least amount of rust might have an advantage early in the game. And then if you gain any sort of advantage, you got to continue that throughout the rest of the 90 minutes.
Do you change the practice intensity then to kind of, or what's that balance?
We've been hammering the intensity for the last 6 weeks. That 10-game unbeaten streak didn't happen for no reason. we were pretty low, so we had to change some things.
When you have this much of a break, though, can you do too much, like drill too much, or watch too much film?
You know what? Actually, that's a good question, Jada. Yes, they are tired of training. Is it too much coaching? One of the days where it's just competitive, today, when you were watching training, today was just about competing. And they play small-sided games, big goals, 2 against 2, 5 against 5. They love that. So we kind of dose out fun with the serious fun of tactics and all that.
With that same in mind, is there any off the field things you do as a team?
They
Like
had a
dinner or
they
anything
had
like
a you probably know about that. They had a team function last Wednesday, where they all went out together as a group, and they had a good time.
You guys are about to face one of the top attacking teams in the MLS, but you can argue that you guys are one of the top defensive teams in the MLS. Can you kind of talk about that and that matchup coming up?
It's a good matchup, but look, they're good defensively too. They've got quality center backs. They got too many center backs. Hollingshead is a tremendous player. Palacios. I mean, they're a good defensive team too. Again, I think we're a pretty balanced team. I think we are good defensively, but our offense is getting a little better. I think, Jessica, it just comes down to making plays. Whichever team makes the play in the critical moment, they'll have the advantage.
You talk a little bit about what you're going to need from Alex. He's specifically could be a highlight as far as his matchup on Bouanga.
Yeah. I mean, Bouanga has scored, 36 goals this year, something like that, all comps, something like that. It's pretty impressive. But Carlos Vela had like 30 in 2019. I mean, it's a team sport. We will certainly help Alex as much as we can. He's got to win those individual duels. That's certainly going to be one of the featured duels. That he's their, most dangerous stacking player. But got other weapons as well. Can't forget about everybody else and just focus on one player.
Does it still feel like a rivalry between you and LAFC?
For sure. I don't like Ante Razov.
Is that just
That's not true. It's not true. I mean, no. I think Steve and Ante, they do great jobs. It feels like a rivalry in the sense it's two of the biggest clubs in the league. I mean, we have high ambitions, high goals. So did they.
Is it, though, like, digging a little bit deeper? I mean, is it 2019 that really made it a rivalry, or was it them coming in?
Well, they
with a
beat
lot of
us at
talk?
home the first game they ever played.
So that's where it's.
I saw that on their social media, by the way. They pushed that out.
So that's where it kind of.
And they beat us for their home opener that same year.
Yeah.
That last minute free kick.
Oh,
So it's
with
all-
Simon,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a little
I saw that, too.
saltiness that's-
Well, look, it's just personal pride. I mean, we want to continue to be up here. And when other teams try and move up the table, we want to try and still make sure that we're in the conversation.
Jackson Reagan, looks like his long passes, the accuracy has really been a bonus for you all. I think it was in the third game he was able to hit the ball.
Yeah.
And then he just assessed his first playoff with the squad.
Well, again, he played some considerable big matches in CCL last year, so I think he has some of that big game experience. Playoffs, yes. He's got 3 now under his belt with Dallas. He'll be fine. Josh the same. Chu the same. The more big games you play, they get a feel for what's expected, what's about to happen, the demands of those games. They're all good.
Kind of passed it,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you were asked this, I should go ahead and do it, but seeing Danny
Love it.
Leyva here, conversations with him, has he grown? What have you seen from him?
Well, everybody loves Danny Leyva. He brought a little spark to training, so they have a good mood in training because Danny's here. He's not eligible to play, obviously, and we'll just reassess next year.